of everything you find at CarolJo's, which is where community and creativity come together. Here we create all different types of jewelry, and it isn't just about me saying, hey, here's what I've done. It is about us having a community where I do tutorials. That is where you get to learn how to step by step create jewelry and accessories. We also do chat times twice a week, and that is where we have a time where we can, as a community, share our tips and tricks Kyle can't talk, with each other so that you guys can learn different things or hear about doing something another way than when you know, and seeing if it's easier for you. It's also the time that you get to ask questions of the community. So that is what we have. And then throughout the week, we have live events. Live events are where you can claim some of the items that we used in the tutorials, along with other items will be up for claiming. And that allows you to create whatever you want. So, because I always say, take what you learn and make something that's your own. You don't have to copy exactly what I did, but you can take it and do what you need to do. So today we have chat day. So that's your time to ask questions and such. And I will let everybody know over here on TikTok. Hi, Candy. And do the likes. Ashley is not going to be on today. So therefore, if we get our 10 shares and our 10,000 likes, then I'll start doing the giveaways. But it's going to be up to you guys because Ashley isn't here today. All right. Whoops. I don't want to go there. I am going to bring up my backup account because it is easier for me to see the comments on my backup account from TikTok. So just a second while I do that. Hey, Rose. So while we are talking, I'm going to be getting items ready for our event tomorrow. So tomorrow's event, that is, sorry, it is really crinkly. Tomorrow's event is a bead event. Hi, Pooh. I know Pooh44 is somebody, but I can't remember who it is. I should know, and it's not coming to me. So, we're going to have an event tomorrow with beads. That means it is normally what we would do on a Friday night, but we are doing it tomorrow. Alicia. Hello, Alicia. We are going to not have a live tonight because Buttercup has an event. So that means that what I would have normally brought tonight, we're going to bring tomorrow. This is one of the items that I need to get ready for that event. Showing you guys here. It's a really cool paper clip chain in gold. I am still looking. I thought I had some more of the gold necklaces available that are made up already, but I have not found them yet. So I'm still looking for those. Ooh, this one, everybody, is a soldered chain, which means if you want it to be smaller, you got to cut the links. I normally don't buy it that way because I like to open up my links so I can make it the size I want it to be, and then I don't lose a link. So yeah, so we're going to have this tomorrow. Look at, I'm in love with that. We have a, we will have a angel pendant. We're going to have a butterfly pendant. Let me think, what else do we have? We have 2 different gorgonias, I think I picked out. What else did I grab? We will have 6mm. The rest, there's 3 more 6mm crackle beads up for grabs tomorrow. I don't know the number of where everything is at yet because I'm still working on getting them into the spreadsheet to give them their numbers. We have this chain. We have, why can I not think? We have one of those acrylic flower beads where it's the frosted. What else will we have? We're going to have some teardrops. And we're going to have glass pearl in 8 and 10 millimeters. The last two of the glass pearls. So that's what we'll have. And then I have to get your guys' opinions. So those of you that are on here, hopefully you guys can give me your opinions. So I have been on a journey this week. And that journey entailed learning more about Canva. You can use Canva to create your posts. And I'm just using templates that are already out in Canva. I've always done the Canva Pro, which means you pretty much have all of the templates. If you don't have, there's a free Canva, I believe it is, or maybe it's a little bit less per month. I'm not sure. But that one doesn't have all of the templates available. The Pro does. So what that means is that I have a lot of different templates that I can use. But you got to change them up, because one of the things, yeah, you could use what you have and the colors that they have it in. But for me, I'm all about brand colors. So when I run my business, what I mean by brand colors is my business has certain colors that I want it to be known for. Hello, Meg. Those colors are a specific kind of green, and also a black, a specific color of gray, and white. I chose those colors for a reason. Number one, green is my favorite color, and it was close to my actual favorite shade of green. And then the black and the white and gray, because I like to use a thermal printer to create a lot of my things that I do. And thermal only goes in black. And you can buy the white paper or the white stickers to do everything, the labels. Hi, Lulu. So that is why I chose the colors that I did. It was to keep things inexpensive, but make it all connected. So when I go through Canva to create the videos, I'm having to change the background colors of things, change up things, you know, we'll change up the wording, all of that. So what that means then is it takes me a little bit to get them done. And I have to learn how to, like the one that I did today, I had to learn how do you change the picture, because the template had guys in there for the pictures, for the, you know, the cell phone conversation, the cell phone text conversation. And guess what? We don't have guys in here a lot. Yes, we do have guys, but we don't have guys going, hey, do you want to come watch the chat? You want to come join me? You know, that type of thing. And also, I am not a guy. So what I did is I had to find pictures and figure out how to put those into Canva to get them to work in there. Oh, yes, you can request something, Nordic Luna. So it took a little bit for me to get that done for today's, but I wanted to ask your guys' opinion. Do you guys like the new formatting of the different videos? They're not all the same, but are you guys liking using Canva to create them? Hi, Melissa. So that's one thing I want to ask. Some of them, what, Lolly? Did you get your package? No, you didn't. I'm thinking a package. Uh-oh, somebody was filtered. Oh, no. This one doesn't have enough, and we can't put it together. Thanks, Rose. I'm like, I don't mind doing them. Today's took the longest out of, every single video that I did this week, I used Canva. Okay, was Nordic Luna? Oh, so my ding was not a good thing then. Holy buckets. I hope it's not because you're not feeling good and you could just have a day off. From being at home, that's how you get to join us, Lolly. Okay, this one doesn't want to open. I'm just going to cut it below this reseal. Okay, I will not do high-pitched dings anymore. Thank you for letting me know. Those are the types of things that I do need to know. Yeah, the high-pitched ding will give you a migraine. Oh, good. I'm glad sleep helped you out. And literally, I watched a different, not a YouTube, it was a TikTok the other day about this lady. She does facials. And she was, she, like a lot of people, she went to TikTok going, I kept this lady's deposit because she couldn't do this. I ended up, there was something about, there was a reason why she kept the deposit for the facial. The lady wasn't completing all the steps before going into her first facial with this individual. And so I didn't want to put it out there in the masses as a comment, but I messaged her and I said to her, I said, what if this person is dyslexic and it's hard for them to fill out the form as part of what you want? And she's like, and the lady answered back saying, I'm dyslexic and I didn't even think of that. She goes, but I do need to know some of the stuff ahead of time. And so she's got to figure out what works best for her industry. But that's the thing, is that we don't always know if something isn't good for somebody, is the way I'm going to say it, or doesn't work for somebody unless we talk about it. So thank you. I appreciate you telling me that, Nordic Luna. It'll help me in the back of my mind to remember not to do that. What I really wanted was, because the video is only like 14 seconds long. So I wanted like 14 seconds of like the text noise, but I couldn't find that noise. That's what I really wanted. That was my first choice and I couldn't find it. So does anybody else use Canva? I just have to ask because I want to. Thank you. I just liked the way that you could do that. So, yep, Candy does. I'm trying to get more proficient, Miss Candy. You are way more than I am. Stacy uses it and she loves it. I just got to figure out, Paige does. I got to figure out how to use it more and not just see if I can do some things on my own without a template. But I'm like, if a template's there, I'm going to use it because it makes it faster. I'm in the same boat as you, Lolly. Rose, it's taken me a while. Like today, to figure out how to change the picture, I almost went without the pictures because it took me 45 minutes to get those pictures changed. The wording changed wasn't that hard at all from the template. The colors, I was getting frustrated with the colors for a while because I wanted to have that bubbly background that I've been using lately as the background color, but it wouldn't do that. So I ended up just using what I've used before for the green and my branding color for the background and did it that way. And I was talking with Zuli on some other things. And I said, I hadn't gotten to invoicing yet. And I said, I've been in a Canva rabbit hole. Yep, I sometimes struggle with technology too, Nordic Luna. And you would think it would be better because, technology, I've been in the technology world for 20 years. I was a business analyst for 20 years, and what they do is all about how to make things. How do I take a requirement, is what they call them, that someone wants? So let's say you're using some sort of application and you're like, I struggle with this, or this didn't return it correctly, or this didn't work right. And it's me explaining. So I have to listen to the person that said it. And then you take and explain it to the developers and the QA individuals about how do we want to change it so that it works better. What we want to have changed. We don't tell them how to change it. We just tell them what we want to have changed. That's what I did for 20 years. So you have to understand the technical side and you have to understand the business side. Yep, I'm good with changing colors. And I'm not going to have... Yep, I was getting frustrated today on the picture. And then I found out if I took that little picture and I took the picture I wanted, you had to move it around in different areas of the screen, but you had to be slow about it because all of a sudden it would change. And if you dropped it then, it would work. But if you dropped it when it wasn't there, it was now the background. Okay, so what I was doing takes time no matter what. Okay, thanks, Stacy. Because that's the big thing, is just changing and editing. And I couldn't believe for the ring mandrel, you guys, I do not have high views on it, that video, but I did and when I say high views, I don't have high views in TikTok with it. Hi, Rosie. But I also put in there my home space. I was Googling and it wasn't helping. And I was trying to use Canva help and that wasn't helping. And then finally I accidentally hovered over it and I figured it out. Now the thing is I have to remember that for next time I go to do an edit. And I think there's so many different ways that you can edit in Canva that makes it difficult. Is it Ruby? Over here on YouTube? If it is, hello. I'm just excited that I can get this done. I was like, I'm finding out this week has been a really good week for me. I don't want to jinx it on the fact that I think I found my sweet spot of how many lives I want to do in a week and how many items we're going to bring up for the events, that type of thing. Yeah, we don't have Ashley on today. So yes, I said that earlier and I'll say it again. We don't have Ashley, so we don't have her sharing out like we normally do. So you guys, if we want to do the giveaways, everybody's going to have to share out. And we have 10 people here. So if everybody shares it out once, we'll get there. But yeah, so I am, I'm finding, I think I found my sweet spot. I've had time to do everything. Well, I was going to say, I'm not going to be live tonight. I will not be live any Friday night. Hi, Murda. This month. And it's because between Christmas party, Buttercup's events, and then Ryan's 50th birthday, we're not going to have a live at all on a Friday night in December. Doesn't mean I'll bring back, but I think what I might do is just have something easier on Friday nights or Saturdays and not do back-to-back events if that makes sense. Trying to do the invoicing right now for back-to-back is hard. But you guys want to be in the know of something, of what we're going to do? Thanks everybody for doing that. We got it. We got 21. So we have our shares. Awesome sauce. I have to be very creative of how I say this, okay? So I have been for a very, very long time thinking about all of the changes that we have with TikTok and how everything works. And at some point, I'm going to switch over from doing claiming in the live events to just doing it on the home page. And that way I don't have to do your lists. Yep, I am a Niners fan. I am big. I'm in South Dakota, and I love my 49ers, even in South Dakota. And we play at 3 o'clock on Sunday. And I have noticed not having back-to-back event lives on Friday and Saturdays, it's giving me Sundays to be able to do what we need to do. Not yet. It's not going to come to full fruition, Nordic Luna, until into first quarter 2026. I've asked, and there's a lot of reasons why I am wanting to do this. Number one of the things that is hard is when I send out the lists, and a lot of people, like I would say a majority of you, are really great about following up with the emails after you receive it, giving me an update. I've said this once before, and I used the wrong word. Nordic Luna corrected me, and I love her wording better. Having the reason why something might be taking longer, I feel like I'm putting you in a hard spot. Nope, I'll be live more than the 4 times. I'll be live more. I will be live almost as much as I am now, but the format's going to be different. That's what I'm going to tell you. So I don't want to ever have you feel awful about being here and giving me the reason. And I'm having a hard time because I don't want you to have the hard time. Does that make sense? I feel like I've put you in a situation, and it's not about that, but that's one of the reasons. But the other one, the biggest one of them all, is that there are just a few people that I feel like I am having to spend a lot of time. And it's just like, why should I spend all this time going, did you want your list? And then I feel like I'm pressuring you. And I never want that to be the case. Yep. And so this is where I am making a decision to take away what I'm going to say are yucky feelings. That's really what it comes down to. Number one, the time. Yes, I've made the changes about how I put everything in your guys' baskets, to how I invoice. Yes, I've done a lot. Hi, Julian. To decrease the amount of time that I'm creating your lists. But I'm like, could we be doing this differently? I can be packaging instead and creating content doing packaging. That type of thing, or that type. But what I want to do is I will still have like the events, like I will say it's a bead event, and I will show you everything. I'll show you how you can use it. you know, we're going to still have all of that. But instead of us going, this is number one, and then we go through the comments, it's going to be you go to the home space and you put it in your basket. Does that make sense? And then when you want to check out, you check out. There's no me in the middle of it anymore. So I'm taking away yucky feelings, and I'm taking away some time that it takes. So, but that's going to be, I will tell you all, that's going to be not even. No, well, this is how I would, unless you can't do it, because I've been thinking about this too. This has literally been a lot of thought. I always have, when I am working on doing anything like that, I have two devices. I have my tablet and my phone. If you guys don't have them, I get it. But what I'm going to do is that you can go out there, and I'm going to have, because when you come into the home space, there are things that I can put there. And I can create a group of items there. And I can put Tuesday, X day, you know, X month, X day. And those 25 items that we had up in that we talked about, they're going to all be right there. Yep, I know. And I have a hard time with that too. I seriously do. And if you guys would have known how long it takes me to, it's just been a hard thing. Those are the hard parts. And so, so you will be able to find the items very easily. You will be able to, if you just want to, you know, people call them drops. I don't know that I will ever call it a drop. I don't know, maybe. But if you want to shop just that, that's how you'll do it. If you want to shop the whole thing, we'll do it. And it's also a time where we're not going to have the basket sales anymore then, or basket events. But what we will do is we're going to have bringbacks. I have thought about just doing them in bringbacks. I really have. So Paige, I literally had thought about just doing it as a bringback, and you'll never know it's a basket. But then what happens is I might have a bringback if I did a basket and a bringback at the same time. We might have it duplicated, which would be okay. Are you guys okay if I change that up for next week even? Because I can do that easily. That change is very simple. Okay, I can change that for next week. We'll just call them bringbacks. I love it. Have you ever noticed I struggle when and when it comes to the wording? If you guys watch, I struggle. When it comes to the wording, I'm like, this is a basket sale. And people ask you, and you're like, this is items that were up that claim that they're back for whatever reason. And I'm like, I hate that wording. I struggle with it. Honest to gosh, do. Yes, they are pushing so that we can do that. Oh, there you go. Just low stock. Oh, my Lord, Ducky, you poor thing. Thanks, Paige. I love it. Low stock. I love it. I'm going to run that through to make sure we can get that. Yep. But that's going to be, I will tell you guys, that'll be, I don't even know if it'll be in January that we go to that, everybody. Um, okay, Stacy, I have a question. Do you have, and I can't say this word, in your profile, do you have anything in there? And it starts with an L. Does that make sense? That I had to take mine out. And it's really hard. And that's part of what I have to figure out yet is how I can create a video that will be, hi Joya, a pinned video saying what we can do. The tree house. I love it. And because of that, once I remove that, hello, is it Savara? So what's to prevent somebody do slideshows and talk over? Okay. Thanks, Lolly. I'm writing this down. I've seen that too, but I've also seen restrictions going on that one. So, slide show with. Okay. Nope. We will bring it live. We're going to bring it live still. We will still, the one thing I want you guys to understand is we are going to still do lives, and I'm going to show everything on a live, just like we do today. I will go through everything that we have for that event, because there's still going to be events. And so just like, you know, tomorrow we'll have somewhere between 30 and 40 items. I will still show the 30 or 40 items. Yep. So then you will then go to the home space, and there will be I'm going to show you guys. Hold on. Let me get this down. Okay. Okay. See how, like, there's the different types of pens here, and there's a picture. So what's going to happen is that this is going to pop up, and instead of it being just the pen or whatever, it'll have the however many items. Sorry, there's so much glare from my lights on there, but it'll have every item that we did in that live event, and they'll be listed over here, all of them, so that you can find them. Does that make sense then? So they will all be connected into one folder. And they'll probably stay out there for like a little while. And then I'm going to change the product title is how I do that. And once I change the product title to where it should go. Or I could do it as, I could do it as something else, even make a, I can do that. Do it for the week. I can do it for the whole week too. I'm not supposed to say who my who my home space is through. I got to use the right words. This is where I said it was going to be difficult to talk about this. Who it was. And literally it will just they allow up to, now I got to remember it. It's like there is a specific number. Used to be only 100 were allowed in there. And I'm like, why are they only allowing 100? This makes no sense in my mind. Because when there is a number and it's not coming to me all of a sudden now that I'm talking about it, but there is a number of how many in the back end of a computer of how many extensions you can have, meaning each item that's in, let's say, okay, so I'm just going to put it this way to talk about it. Today is December 12th. If we had December 12th and we had 101 items, before they would only allow 100 and you were cut off. Each one of those numbers is an extension. And now they changed that extension from 100 to like this big, huge number of like 2,500 and something, I think is what it is. I cannot remember what the number is off the top of my head. So then I would be able to do the 101 if I had those in the time. But guess what? We'll never have a day where we're going to go over 100 in this. Because if that's the case, I have released too much at one time. That's, to me, just a paralysis thing. You'll just be overwhelmed and it won't happen. So I want to keep it like to that 30, 40. I found 30 to 40 items is the most that we need to do. And I don't think I ever answered Rose's question about someone getting them all. They would have to, let's say I had 20 of the item. They would have had to have gone in, put them in their basket, and paid their basket for that to have happened. And that I don't think is going to happen very often. I have increased the quantity of items that I've been ordering recently so that we don't get into that. What I don't want to have happen is that we are sitting on a whole bunch of inventory though too. I've got to figure out the right spot. I went from, and in all honesty, in this business, I have gone from having one strand, cutting it apart, doing single beads because we didn't have very many people and it just worked out that way, to getting 5 strands, to 10 strands, to 20 strands. Here in my next few orders, we will have 30 and 40 strands. And then I have also placed orders for 50 strands. So we're getting bigger. Yep. No, the claiming part won't happen. It's not going to happen until at least February of next year is where I'm thinking we might get it in. But that's why you guys are seeing pictures on items, is that we need the pictures out there for you guys to be able to do this too. Yeah, I am growing and I am very, very appreciative of it. Yeah. And so really, truly, it's going to come down to, you can keep, this is where I struggled about, I've always been one, I will hold your baskets for you. I want to be there because I couldn't take pictures and that type of thing. That's why we never started off. But the thing that I keep thinking about as we're making this change and about the whole basket and holding it and that type of thing, I went back and I've thought this through about what's the right thing. And one of the things I struggle with, I will tell you, I have struggled with this whole entire process. This has been about 6 months of thinking about doing this. It is about, if you were to go to another business and you're going to go to their home space, you can put it in your basket for as long as you want, and you can check out when you want. And that's between you and your basket. And that's the feelings I want to create. If there's nothing of that item available in your basket, then that's what happens. But it happens today in any other business. And I've been struggling with, they want it. And I know that sounds really weird, but my way of being able to, hi beads, about getting around that is if I order, I can't say that word, sorry. If I request more of the item to the point that we just don't sit on it forever. That's the sweet spot we got to get to. So that's how I am personally feeling about this. And I hope you guys understand. Yep. I can try to see about doing that. So yeah. Yep. And the thing is that you can put a time limit on the baskets on that. And I've tried to do it here. What I'm finding here when I do it the way I've been doing it is that I say, okay, and then I will send out emails, because I do send out emails going, are you still interested? And then it turns into their reasons, and I feel like I've put them in a bad spot. And I have gotten to the point where I'm like, okay, here's the date. If I don't hear, it's done. And it hurts. It just hurts. I don't know how else to say it. And I'm a human being with feelings, and it hurts. It hurts me to do that. And I will say, sometimes it's my feelings that are getting in the way, and that's why I wanted to do that. A lot of people I've seen are going to, you have to pay at the end of the live. I know I'm using words I'm not supposed to, sorry. But with the way I do things, that's really hard for me to be able to do, unless we would always have a value of 5 on each bag or something. And is that what you guys want? I don't think so. When I've asked it, it's not. So yeah. We have 29 of those. But it's like, I am like sitting here going, how do I do this? And you guys said it gracefully earlier. It was about, how did you say? I can't even remember the words, but you guys said it gracefully earlier. And I'm like, I need to think that way. And it's hard for me. I am a feelings person. And they did say, I watched a video yesterday about your color that you gravitate towards, or your favorite color, and how you are as a person about your favorite color. And the color green was about, we are feelers, and I truly am a feeler. You guys saw me crying yesterday, and trying to not make y'all cry. I want to do the best thing for everybody. And running a business, sometimes you got to be like, get out of the feels. And I'm like, I just have a hard time getting out of the feels. I will tell ya. It's not easy. As Chester Cheeto says, it's not easy being cheesy. Oh, no. Yeah, and you, I will tell you, Stacy, you weren't in the country for part of your basket. And so that's why it's hard running a business when you're a feeling person, like how I am. And sometimes it's so funny because when I talk to people and they say how I am, and I'm like, that's not how I am on the inside. And I'm like, man, do I do this out differently than I feel? So I love that. I was like, I want to make sure we're good here. And so I don't want to change our experience, because one of the things that I constantly talk about here with having a business. Yes, that's awesome. We want to have an experience, because that's the connection. Our connections to each other is how we grow this community and how this community grows. And like I said, we have gone in, it'll be 3 years that I've been doing the bead events. in March, 3 years in March. So we're not quite there yet, but we're really close. And from where we were, and I know we talked about, it's over here. You guys are going to laugh. It is still on the table, but it's holding some packages that I really need to figure out what the heck they are because I don't know why they're in here. I still have my bowl. It sits on the table. I have not gotten rid of it. This is the bowl that that started it. So those of you that go back to the beginning will know what this is. And Michelle P comes in right as I'm showing the bowl because she was one of them too. Like Rose and Joya, Michelle. Yes. It has been, in March will be 3 years. My first one was like the end of February 2023 or the beginning of 2024 or March of 2024. So I'm going to say March of 2023. 2023 is the year. Yeah. So yeah. And so we used to I'll grab these here because, hey, this is what I would have done. These are some of those 8mm size beads that we had last week. Or was it Tuesday night? I don't remember. I would literally pour it in the bowl. And I would be like, we have an 8mm crackle bead. They are whatever a piece. And I'd show it like this. And then we'd be like, write it down on a piece of paper. You want 1, you want 5, you want 20. So yeah. That is what, and then I would pour them back in here. Yep, it'd be like, yep. Sometimes they'd be a penny a piece. Penny a bead. Let me tell you, do you think we made any money on those? No. But that's literally how I did it. And this is the glass bowl. And I would have them in bags like this and be like, here's our bag, and pour it in there and show it to you guys. These are what we used. These are the 6 bags or 6 colors that we use of those crackle beads for our examples. And I'm like, I think I'm going to add those to my own. I love that, Lolly. But yeah, that's how long we've been doing this and how it's evolved. And after the live, I'd be like, I'm not going to bed until I invoice you. Yep. The 1 bead. Who wants the 1 bead? I'm like, I only have 1 left. And you're just like, please, someone else who has it above just takes that 1. And someone would be like, I want the 1. And you're like, you want 1 bead. And then I was going to say, Ashley did post this out on the VIP page where I used to handwrite. So we got done with the live and I would have 20 items was the max amount of items I could do in a night, I think. And then I would handwrite on each bag of the live that it was this bead, this amount, this quantity, and then the total. And then I would create your list. Okay, thanks, Lulu. And I would do all of that. And then I figured out how we could create the labels with an Excel spreadsheet. Yep, I would handwrite everything. I would stay up till like midnight. We'd get done at 9:30. I started at 8. We'd get done at 9:30. And I would stay up until I had all the invoices out. And then I was just doggone tired the next day. Those are back in the fun days. It's a lot easier now. But we've also grown. Yep. And I was going to say, Ashley just found one of those bags and she put a picture of it out on, I'll see if I can find it and show it to you guys. So, there's that. And so that's how this all started. Trying to get to where we do the pictures though, out here, I do not like it. Maybe I can see if it's here. Nope, I can't. And that's what I don't like about this page, is that it is not easy for you guys to be able to post. But it was hilarious. That's what we used to do. Here, oh, I maybe have to go here. There we go. I found where I need to go. Hold on, I'm seeing if I can find it. I needed to load more. I thought it was before this. Nope, nothing's in an order. But yep, so that's that. I mean, we have grown a lot in 3 years, and we have changed a lot in 3 years. We have, to me, I know those handwritten baggies are funny. To me, where we have come from and where we're at now is night and day difference. To me, it's more professional having a small business, as small as it is, but it is awesome to me. It it's putting them in any order. So there's things, because I've had this page since like 2014 or something like that. No, 2012 is there. And it is putting them in any order. So, oh, here it is. Got it. Found it. So this was even before I put what it was on there. I put what date it was, what bead number. Oh, and then I printed out a list so you could cross-reference your list to that. That's what I did. And then here is one of our, used to be the Excel spreadsheet created ones. So yeah, the handwritten ones. Before I did, here's a printout of the list. I did them, I actually put the name of the bead on every bag. Yep. We've had very many. But let me tell you, and you will still, with this process that I'm talking about, you will still get it the same way. You will have that sticker on there telling you what's in there, the amount, that type of thing. That will still happen, because I will need those to, the barcodes, to make sure when we're packaging that everything is correct too. Thank you, CC, for the heart me. So I'm not trying to give you guys like a shock of like, oh golly, it's not, to me, it's not going to be a huge change. Yes, it is a change. But I think overall, I have thought about this and thought, thanks, Candy, for the heart me. I've thought over and over and over about this. And this one to me seems like the easiest way, because one of the things is that I don't want to ever make somebody feel uncomfortable about receiving the list. And sometimes I think it is. And that's what I want to not have happen anymore. So hopefully that helps you all out with where we're going. Like I said, it will take us time to get there, because we've got to get the pictures for everything out there. We have to make sure that the home space is all set up. We've been practicing on things. So you might see something one day and it's gone the next, and you're like, what the heck happened? And it's just because we're out there looking at it. You can't take your home space and have this one be just a testing region and this one be live. It's an all or nothing. Tomorrow is a regular bead event, Lolly. Silicone will be, and a silicone event will be someday next week. It won't be a night one though, because of the fact that I'm only live 2 times next week. Monday and Wednesday are the only 2 nights I will be live next week. Because Tuesday night, I have my board of directors meeting. Thursday night's family night. Friday is, and maybe I can talk Ryan out of family night. That's a hard one. That is his idea for us to spend time together because I am live so much at night that he wanted to make sure we have family night. And I'll see if I can have him, because we have Buttercup's event Friday night. And so I'll ask him if we can switch going out to eat and going to her thing on Friday night as family night. Oh, no. Okay. Do you need 15 millimeters then, Lolly, for those to match? For wristlets, okay. I can show you different colors too. Well, we have done that a couple of times. Not a whole lot. I'll get you some info, Lolly. It might not be till Sunday if that's okay. Yeah, and that's the one thing is that I right now am trying not to stress myself out. And this week has literally been the less stressful week I've had in months, just to let y'all know. And it's all because I've been changing how we do things. Oh, I know what these are. These are all jewelry that I need to put back in their spots. That's why they were in the cup. And you know what I've been doing? Because like, I'd be like, oh, this is a jewelry somebody wanted me to pull. And then they changed their mind. So I need to put it back in the thing. And I'm like, oh, I'll do it later. This week, I will tell you, I have not done that. I've been like, I have cleaned like in 5 different places, small little piles of things that needed to go back, and I put them back. And I just need to whittle at my list of getting things put back where it belongs. Because it's easy to just be like, that'll be tomorrow. So this is going to stay out, and I'm going to take care of it right after the live. Yep. I was going to say, that's the thing is some of the silicones already have, not all of them, but some of them already have pictures. And so I can shoot you those if I have them. And if not, I can just do a really crappy picture because I suck at it. I've had somebody else wanting some specific focals. And I'm like, taking the phone, there you go. You got to decide from a crappy picture. I'm like, I just need Amanda to come and take some more pictures. And I'm slowly getting things out there. So my goal is that in today's, I'm working on today's event for tomorrow. Thank you, user, for the heart. And I am literally going to try to put all the pictures with them to see how long it takes. Oh, I'm just like, that's a good one. Yep. And I am like literally trying to, because I have overtaken our house and it is literally overwhelming. And I'm like, I can't live in this overwhelmness. And so I am getting things together, getting shelving units to help get organized and just stay organized and be like, okay, this is ready. Because if you guys really honestly, if you haven't noticed, I've been prepping for this. We have all of the tools out on the home space. We have all of the beatable pens. They're all out on the home space. We have those two are 100% out there. Yes, I can add it to your list if you tell me what you want. That's not a problem. But I am getting things out there that, you know what, if you're looking at it and it gets you, if what you see is your the 50 for free shipping, you can just do it there and then I can fulfill it. Um, Aw, Patty. I have a bed in my house too, but it's full of bees right now. Yep, I used to use the boxes over there that I have. They're like a toolbox or a tackle box type thing that you'd use for fishing or for putting tools and stuff in. I use those too. I loved them. There's no heat in either place where the Mustangs are at, and it's cold in South Dakota right now. Let me tell you, and it's cold here. Do I have? I do not sell these, no, because I cannot get these. The wholesaler that I went through to get these was bought out by Michaels, and I can no longer get them that way. If you want to post it, Lulu, you sure can. Or you guys can contact Lulu. She'll help you get it. Yep, my home space is my same. It's CarolJo's, CarolJo's. Oh, that's the hard part, Lulu. Do you have like what it is called or anything? Because we can just type that in too, and then they can search it and find it. Okay, that's good. Yep, do that. Nope, not a new one. I'm not doing an app. Because doing an app, like its own standalone app, is very expensive. To me, the cost of it doesn't justify having it. So what is your home space? The home space is something you can't say on TikTok. www. Does that help you out? We're going to create a video about it. Anytime we talk about it, it really means, yep, you got it. I can't say it. Our lovely restrictions prevent me from saying it. Truthfully. You can put them in slides in videos, but I can't verbally say it in a live or in a video. Cool. Yeah. I love it. What does a spider make? Ta-da! I love it, Ducky. You got it for me. I love it. I'm making my hair go straight, and it was really curly up here, but I keep pulling on it. And I'm making it not so curly now. Now I'm going to have to probably wet it down and crunch it up, and we'll get it back. See, all I have to do is crunch it, and I get curl back. And if I pull on it, it goes straight. Anybody else have this kind of funky hair? It's my hair. I got to live with it. So I hope you guys are okay with what we talked about, where we're headed toward. I love how we have to say certain things. Yay, thanks, Lolly. And I know change is not easy. So that's why I do want to talk about it and not make it so overwhelming. I literally, when I managed individuals at one of my jobs, if I didn't if I told somebody about a change coming in a process or about moving desks or anything like that, I got zero productivity out of this person until that change went into effect. And then I had other people that wanted time to process it so that they could prepare for it. That is hard to manage people that are like that. Lolly, let me tell you, I went to, and I don't know if you do this or not, I use sulfate-free, and then there's another word, free, conditioners and shampoos, and that helped me get better curls. Where I got them from is no longer in business, but I will tell you, Tammy's, and I'll tell you, Danelle, what is coming. Um, you can go, and the name of the containers is Elizabeth Warden's Bead Storage Solutions. If you would just even put bead storage solutions in there, you should be able to find them. And then you'll be able to do it. You can go to the A word, you can go to the Google, you can go different places and they will, and put it in there and you'll be able to find it. Yep, you can do the moo. Yep, you got it. That's what you want to put in there. And on the moo, you can't put them that word. You might not get them that way, but if you put white bead storage, you might get them that way too. And then for Plano, that's where you get like these types of containers and that type of stuff. I love, and I've ordered directly from Plano. But these are bead storage solutions, and I'll show you what they look like here really quick. They have little containers so that each thing is in there, and they have a lid and nothing spills. You can turn them upside down. Yep, I love Plano containers out of Plano, Texas. This one's backwards, everybody, and I never noticed it before. I can't tell what was in it. I have labels on everything. Okay, so Danelle, what we were talking about is probably more like February of 2026 that we won't be able to do the claiming on the events. We are going to do them from my home space, which is also what spiders make. I've never done with them. Oh, Lulu, do you know how many label makers I have? You're going to laugh. 3. Like the Express, are you talking about, Nordic Luna? I don't with the Express, except for like my personal stuff. Like if I want to order something personally. I have done a few with the first one there. But you're dealing with individual companies then, and then you can deal directly with the companies and find vendors through them. But I found there's another place that I go to find vendors. Or I just plain out, I will sit here and search for certain vendors, and I will take the time to source vendors. If you guys really realize how much time, like to do the wallets, I probably have spent to source those out, I would probably say, and all the time, probably about 10 to 15 hours just to source, to find that one wallet. I am not kidding you. I sourced out a glass bead provider. Hey, Rosie. And I'm not liking that one that I've sourced out. Carmen, how are you? I was wondering how you're doing. Now that you're not close to my Val anymore. Good, I'm glad. Yay. But yeah, I spend a lot of time trying to find different vendors. You just got there, okay? Because I thought you were already there, but oh my Lord, it is so good to see you. Do you have a space now where you can actually craft and do your own thing? Because you have not been on any lives lately either that I've seen. You've been there 6 months. Okay, can you do your lives again? Okay. I miss seeing you guys on lives. But yeah, so I will spend tons of time sourcing everything, trying to find different places to get better deals on everything. making sure that they're reputable and that the product that we're going to get is all right. This is what I'll say about it is if you're going to use them, so for the express one is where I use that one when I am buying something for me personally, where it is low quantity, like I only need one of it, type scenario, or I might need like a strand of something, that type of thing. But and the quality, I would say 90% of the time is good. Um, it takes about 2 or 3 weeks to get the items, if that makes sense. But with the first one, um, that one to me is more geared to wholesalers. So I hope that makes sense. And hey, I know we're like 15 minutes over already, but if you guys can do 1K, we'll do a giveaway yet today. Holy buckets. That would be extremely hard, Carmen, to not make anything for 6 months. Holy wow. I get it, it's in storage, and trying to go get it is not hard, but oh my, I would have a hard time. And I know your space was limited. But that would be, even though I don't make as much as I used to when I did in-person events, I still get to have that making when I go to create the examples. I would say it's usually not. That's what I'll say, Miss Nordic Luna, is most of the time it is not a waste. But the thing is that you have to, one of the things that I've realized with them is that they have high shipping costs. That's the only thing. So make sure when you look at everything that when you get to the actual bottom dollar, they charge import fees and shipping fees. So you got to watch that. Otherwise, yeah. Yes, they all do, Tammy. And that's not just here. I'll show you here. Well, hey, we got there. All right. So it goes from over here. There's my Beating Betty. And then it goes all the way over here. And yes, that's my boxes that I got to get rid of. So I told you, I'm living in And then it's 8 foot wide, 8 foot tall. And the reason why I have that, this is my personal bead collection. I've been doing jewelry for 20 years. What I have for the events and stuff that we do. Whoops, sorry, YouTube. I put you off to the side there. That one I do, I have 2 different rooms in my house and I'm breaking into more rooms. I need my thingy. Let's see. All right, we're going to do this word. Sorry, guys. Oh, yeah, I do. I'll tell you about where to find them here in just a second. Sure, true. Hopefully you guys didn't hear me. I'm going to say this word is hard to spell, and that's why I have not done it here before, because I didn't know how to spell it until I had a list with the names. What everybody is doing. Oh, somebody got it. They might have heard me saying it because I was like crossing it off. And that's okay if you heard me, because guess what? It's not an easy one. So Miss Lolly, you will have 5 creative credits. Nordic Luna, you were second. So congratulations, Lolly. I'm like, Char, and I'm like, oh shoot, I said it. I did a buttercup. I have all of our tutorials and chats are, it is like a yellowy green. Lolly, I love ya. Um, all of my chats and all of my tutorials that we've done live since I've been doing them on YouTube are saved over there. I'm just gonna say it, guys, because I might get a point where I'm like done with trying to like be the right words right when we're at the end here. But if you go over there, you will find me. Um, oh no, Amy. Yep, Tube TV. If you go there, you will find it. It's the same name that I have here on TikTok, which is CarolJo's LLC. And you can go over there and subscribe there, and you will see all of them when you go underneath the live. There are other tutorials there underneath the videos too. Thank you. Perfect. So yes, all of them are there. Right now, I'm even trying to, for my home space and the tube, I'm trying to connect both together for everything. I know. Thank you, Carmen, for all the gifts. Thank you, thank you. So yeah, so that's what we're doing here is I'm trying to connect everything. It hasn't been easy. It's been a learning curve, and I'll share those learning curves that we've gone through with you guys here on our chats. We do chats twice a week, tutorials twice a week, live throughout. That will be the exact same thing that we're going to do going forward. I want to, when we talked about what we're going to do, like February of 2026, that is, we'll still do 2 tutorials. We're still going to do 2 chats, and our live events are going to be a silicone event. We're going to have bead events. And then I like it where we say low stock, but I'm going to double check and make sure that those words aren't going to get me in trouble. But we may be changing and not having bring back or basket. We might just say low stock. And then we can bring that in. Some of the low stock may not be low stock, like our head pins where we were at 300 last week, but we'll just call it that, okay? So that's what I like, that we're still doing it. Yep, it is. You have to go into the mention area over there. Yep, it does have VIP at the end. It does. Yes. I'm going to say it here. My Facebook group has VIP at the end. So I have that. Or it's a page. Sorry, that's a page. I have a page and a group there. We are on Instagram, YouTube, and Pinterest, but I don't do anything on Pinterest, in all honesty. And it's the same name across all, except for the Facebook has VIP. Because that's what I did. So there you guys all have all the different places you can go to. I post a lot of the same social media posts across all of it, but you guys can post pictures on the VIP. We have the repository on the tube. So there's things that are different about each one, but they're similar. Does that make sense to everybody? And it just comes from, I didn't want to have to create 5 different videos a day. I just want to create one, because it's really not about creating videos that I do. It's about creating connections and having this type of thing like today where we're chatting and talking about how I feel, how we all feel, what do we think about. I totally appreciate Paige being totally honest and saying, I don't like that. And I am like so happy she said it, because guess what? When you tell me that and give me that feedback, I can then change it, and we're going to change the name of it. Just like when I created the video and Nordic Luna said, this does this to me. You can come here and ask the questions. That's what this is about. Our chat time is about questions. And also, if you don't feel comfortable about asking it on a live, send it to me in a chat message, or not in the chat, in a message, and I look at those. I don't disregard any messages I get. So just let you know. So you can always, because I want us to have a place where we feel comfortable. Thank you, Tammy. We're about being open, honest, no gatekeeping, and just having a fun, positive community here. I always say there are things that we don't talk about here. We don't talk about politics, we don't talk about religion, and we don't talk about anything else but our jewelry and our businesses. Oh, you can ask them all. That's what we're here for. And I mean, it's been great. This conversation is exactly what I like to see in the chat, where you guys are giving me feedback for me to be able to do things and how we can change things up, what will make everybody comfortable, and then answering questions that you guys have. That is what I love about it. So, all right, I am going to hop off because I am going to go get everything ready for tomorrow. We're going to try to have pictures for almost all of the items. Yeah. Because the reason I don't talk about it in my personal is because your religion may not be the same as mine. And it's not that I don't love, I love my religion. I will tell you that. It is really truly about, I don't want anybody to feel uncomfortable because of mine, because this is totally an inclusive spot. You will see I am getting some more of the silicone focals in that are specific to religion. And I'm okay with showing them. I'm just not going to say, this is mine and push it. Does that make sense, Tammy? I'll show it. It's just, what do we do, you know? And I do have to say, there have been friendships formed with people talking to each other outside of this group. And I think that is honestly the coolest thing I could see here, is that as a community, you can find somebody you can connect with. Just by comments going by, it just reminded me that we have people that have grown towards each other and been friends outside of the lives. And I think it's great. That's what our community is about. So yeah. And if you guys all know, right now I have 3 mods on here. Nordic Luna's here today. Ashley couldn't be here today. And then Heidi comes in and watches the trolls. So that's Heidi's job of my mods. She'll take care of them. And then I have different mods over on YouTube. So we get that covered. I just have a great group. All right, everybody. I am going to go. We usually keep chat till about an hour and we're over. Yes. Some of the trolls, man. All right, everybody. Y'all have a great evening. 10 a.m. tomorrow for our bead event. Y'all have a good night. Bye.